Here with former Raiders defensive lineman, Tampa Bay defensive lineman, also with Carolina Panthers, Gerald McCoy. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's great to be here. We are almost at the end. I've been here since Sunday, and one thing I always said, like they used to bug me about athletes when we used to do workouts, and strength coaches would be like, you only did 8 reps, you got 10, why would you only do 8? And I used to be like, that's the stupidest thing ever. So you got 10 reps. Yeah, at the end, if you had 8 and you stopped, if you're going to stop at 3. So if I was going to burn out, I would have burned out on Tuesday. I'm at the end, so I'm right at the end, man.
Go to
As athletes, we train for the fourth quarter. This is the fourth quarter, so let's finish strong.
So this is new to you, this whole broadcasting thing. I interviewed you many times at the Pro Bowl and other places throughout your career, so I knew you were going to do well in broadcasting.
Yeah, thank you.
But being at NFL Network, what's that been like for you?
It's great. You know, here's when I crossed over, I didn't have a choice. I was getting recruited while I was playing. I'm like, Lee, let me retire first before y'all be trying to force me, to being in the media. But I told myself I would never go into you guys' profession or our profession now if I couldn't show it or give it the same love and respect I gave the sport. Professionals, there's a technique to it. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether you're a painter, whether you're a plumber, it does not matter. When you're a professional, there's a technique. And they taught us, I went to the broadcast boot camp, and they taught us if you don't do the work, it'll shine through the camera. Yeah. Just like on the field, if you're not in shape, if you're not prepping for the game, they'll know because you're getting gashed out there, you're taking plays off, you just don't look good.
Yeah.
So I said, if I'm going to cross over, I'm going to do the work. And I enjoy it. I have a blast with it.
Do you do it approach it like a player? You watch a lot of film?
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to. Because as a player, you know the game. But also as a player, there'll be times where you would get criticized, and it's like, they don't even watch the tape. How can they say that? They don't even know what we was. So as a player, knowing film, breaking it down, and knowing what I'm looking at, I give my analysts my analysis based off knowing football and what I actually watch, not just looking at the numbers or the stats. And what I try not to do is read anything anybody else said, because I want it to be my thoughts and it come directly from me.
You had the very unique experience of experiencing Raider Nation, the very first game at Allegiant that was open to fans in 2021. Tell me about that experience.
Man, listen, we were on the sideline losing our minds. I'm a big UFC guy. So they didn't tell us Bruce Buffer was going to do the intro, the opening.
Oh, no.
So we were on the sideline like, oh, my God, Bruce! And we lost our mind, man. It was incredible. Unfortunately, I got injured in that game. But the aftermath of the celebration of winning, we all love Max Crosby. That was his coming out party. That's, took Max to a different stratosphere, had 2 sacks in that game. And that was the catalyst for that crazy season that ended up being. Yeah. But even that team ended up making the playoffs. So I enjoyed it. I love Allegiant. One of the fans texted me and sent me my brick that's at Allegiant Stadium with my name and number on it. So I was like, hey, listen, once a Raider, always a Raider.
I tell you, when you put that silver and black uniform on, you wore a lot of, a couple different uniforms. Was it just something different? Did you just feel like a little badder?
Yeah, it's different. And it's not that, man. I'm a historian of the game. I'm a fan of the game. And you just have your staples. I call them the Big Four or the Big Five. The Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys. You can throw the Pittsburgh Steelers in there, and the Raiders are one of those.
Yeah.
If you want to throw San Fran in there, you can. But you're not mentioning the history of this game and the major 4 or 5 teams in this game without bringing up the Raiders. So to have an opportunity to be there and put on those colors, it meant a lot to me.
You mentioned you played with Max Crosby. We all know how great he is. What do you think of the rest of the defensive line? Christian Wilkins was hurt. He comes over from the Dolphins. Would have loved to have seen what he looks like.
Yeah, man. And Christian, a lot of people don't know, when Christian came out of Clemson, he texted me or he messaged me and said he was in L.A. getting some work in. He knew I was in San Diego where I trained with my trainer, Todd Durkin. He's like, man, can I come get some work in with you? I'm like, heck yeah, come on down. So I worked with Christian before he even got drafted. So we built a friendship.
Okay.
So when he knew he was coming to the Raiders, he texted me again. And in training camp, there's a video out there. During training camp, I worked NFL Network. We worked training camp. I took Christian and Max to the side, and we worked on some things about how they can be a great tandem. Unfortunately, he got injured, but he's a worker. That alone right there, he reached out to me because he wanted to get better. And he knew somebody. We had a connection with Brent Venables, who was the coordinator at Clemson at the time, head coach at OU now. So we made a connection. But he's somebody I wouldn't worry about. You know, he wants to be great. Max obviously wants to be great, so that tandem it'll be incredible to watch.
What does it take to be a good tandem? I mean, you don't think about that. A lot of people try to be good linemen, but they don't think about being a good unit.
Yeah, you got to be unselfish. When you do all the defensive linemen, you got to be 4 as 1. If I asked you right now who got the first sack in the AFC Championship, I don't know, but you know who won the game.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. It's not about you. What people don't understand, when you work together, we all can eat. It's enough food out there, trust me. It's tons of food out there. We all can eat, but we got to work together. You try and do this on your own, you go against what we've worked on, but you don't just mess us up, us 4, about the other 7 people. You messing everything up. Rush and coverage have to work together. If the rush is not coordinated, you play a guy who's in a big game this week. There is a game being played this week, by the way.
We're going to talk about that too.
And you have to stop that guy.
Yeah.
If you're not disciplined with him, he'll kill you. We asked Max, how do you stop Patrick Mahomes? He said, you have to rush smart, but you can't rush scared. When he's talking about rushing smart, that's what he's talking about. We rush as a unit. You can't just be out here doing whatever, man. You got to be unselfish, and you got to go out there and work as a unit.
Tyree Wilson is he just finished his 2nd year. He was a top draft pick for the Raiders. It's a tough position, I've been told. You know, Justin Tuck told me, hey, you know, it's tough to be a D lineman and come in this league. Some people's curve is a little different. We did see Tyree take a bigger step forward this year. What advice do you have for a young lineman like that? He was inside, he was playing outside, like trying to find the right spot for him.
For me, I made my first Pro Bowl in my 3rd year. I got injured my rookie year and injured in my 2nd year. I was coined as a bust going into my 3rd year. We drafted this guy 3rd overall. They drafted Ndamukong Suh. He's already been an All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. Man, this guy's going to be this and this. Block out the noise. You know what I did? I took all the writings about me, literally all the negative ones, and I posted them everywhere. I put them at my entrance of my door.
Wow.
I put them in every bathroom.
All the
I
hate
put them at
around
the top of my staircase and everything. And I read all of those nonstop. And I used it as motivation. What he has to do is find who he is, understand who he is, understand they drafted you for a reason. Clearly you have the talent. You got to find a way to cultivate that talent and make the most of it. What is that? Am I a defensive end? Am I interior? No, you're a football player. So just go be a football player. Chris Jones will go into the Hall of Fame and it'll say D tackle. But in the playoffs, the most impactful plays he's made is that defensive end. Be a football player. Find out who you are. Find like-minded people. Find people who have done what you've done before, have played inside and played outside. Pick their brains. That's what I did. I studied tape. Okay, this guy kind of plays like me. Let me watch him. Sapp, I like to take this from him. Tommy Harris, I like to take from John Randall does it. And I just took what they were, different things from them, and put it into my game. But most importantly, block out the noise. You know what they say? When you draft a guy in the 1st round, by year 3, you know what you got. So this is the year.
This is the year for
that
Tyree
he can
Wilson.
really figure it out and turn this thing around.
Gerald McCoy, you're awesome. Thanks for
you.
stopping
Thank
by.
you so much.
Congrats on the TV career.
Thank you. I appreciate it.